who love their children. So today I actually was watching the last part of a cricket, most of it of a cricket match between West Indies women and Sri Lankan women in the Women's T20 Cricket World Cup, and it was really fun. The West Indies out Sri Lanka for 98 runs, and then they won, I think, by 23 runs. So it's really cool. So right now we have 6 points in the table, and the top two teams out of each table gets to go to the semifinals. So hopefully we get into the semifinals. It's looking like it, but we're gonna see. So that's great. And then earlier this week, I was on TikTok and the ICC Cricket Council's account. They were showing the last clip where West Indies women beat Scottish women. I didn't watch that match. It was their second match, and it was really cool that the ICC put they put that video online. So that's cool. So I hope everyone has been having a fun Father's Day, and that's cool. I also put on some church for my grandma. I let her watch some of it. Like she's actually watching some right now of the Wesley Methodist Church in St. Kitts. So she's having fun with that. And then I was scrolling last night, and it was terrible. I saw that there actually was a fire at a resort in the Dominican Republic, and I think they said 1,700 people were evacuated, and one Italian tourist died. So that's really sad. And they were saying it's because the hotel was made with like grass roofs, and that's how the fire spread. And they said that the fire actually is under investigation. So that's so terrible. Imagine you go from Italy to the Dominican Republic for your vacation and then you die. So I didn't even know they had hotels in the Dominican Republic that could actually burn up so easily. So I guess no one is going to try that kind of design again to make a hotel. Okay, so another thing, every day I wake up and when I see the beautiful sunshine shining through the window, I think that the creator of the universe loves me and wants me to have a baby if I become a millionaire, or to continue to care for my grandma and help her, and also to um to help our pets. We have a lot of pets and we feed them and stuff, and they're lucky that we actually are able to feed them. Yeah. Okay. So another thing, I'm still seeing angel numbers. That's when you see repeating numbers like 555, 444, 111, and stuff like that, or 10, 10, and 12, 12. And I just happen to see them randomly all the time, every day. And I think there's a sign from heaven, and also people that have died and stuff, because after my cousin died, and my mom's cousin died, basically I started to see angel numbers every day. And I also think it could be a sign for my grandfather named Lofton Richardson. He was an anesthesiologist, and basically I think that he's speaking to me and stuff like that. So that's cool. And um he used to like to play bridge and stuff like that. I recently found out that his father actually used to play cricket. I didn't even really know. I know his name Lofton, like laugh plus ton, but I didn't know that. I know that my other grandfather used to play cricket, but I didn't know the other time my great grandfather actually also used to play cricket. Have any of you guys actually ever seen angel numbers? It's really cool. I'm so happy I've been getting those signs from heaven, because I never really used to get anything, because I don't have minds. I don't see anything in my mind, and I also don't dream often. And when I dream, it's not really very colorful. So that's what happened. And then I also feel like I think about something one day, and then when I'm playing Duolingo, the stuff they're talking about is exactly what I was thinking about the day before or some days before. So I really think that it's like predicted my life somehow. Maybe I'm getting that information from heaven. And then also this week there was tons of black smoke coming out of our solid waste management landfill facility this week. It was tons of black smoke up in the sky, and it was even by the airport for a long time. It seemed that the fire was not stopping to burn. But the Solid Waste Management Corporation said it didn't affect the planes. but I'm not so sure about that. She said something. She said they didn't affect the airport, not the planes. And someone was saying maybe that a battery exploded in a landfill and that people are not supposed to be recycling batteries, but sometimes they recycle batteries. But I was very worried. I was worried for a while. I thought maybe like a plane crashed or something, and I was hoping it wasn't really that. But yeah, that fire burned for like 2 days. But the next day it died down a lot, which was really good. So that's what was happened. And then I was scrolling Instagram and I found out that the Cape Verde goalie tied the score 0-0 with Spain. Like people online, they were saying that it was basically Spain versus the goalie of Cape Verde. And that's cool. And I was reading online, someone said that he actually is an electrician by day and bus driver by night. So I was trying to figure out when does he have time to play football, also called soccer. And I was like, I don't know how he was able to do all of that. And there has clips of him saying that he was going to give up football, but people kept on reminding him, what about the World Cup? What about the World Cup? So yeah. So basically, a country with a small population tied with Spain. And I was looking up some days before, and Spain actually is either number 1 or number 2 ranked in the world in football. I didn't even know they did that. And I also learned that Mexico is a really good football team. I didn't realize they did all of that. But yeah. And also that guy from Cape Verde, he had 50,000 subscribers. And then after the match where he helped Cape Verde tie with Spain, he got like over 4 million subscribers. So that's really cool. And he said the reason why he was crying after the match is some of the reasons is because, oh, hello, Aftab Gaming. Yes, one of the reasons why he was crying after the match is because he said that his grandparents raised him and they died some years before and they couldn't see the moment. And also his mother couldn't get her visa, like enough money for the visa to come to the USA. So that's why he was crying. But I think that the US Department of Immigration or something, they actually helped his mother come to the US now, so they helped her get her visa. So that's really cool. Hopefully, Cape Verde, they can also tie a next match by the goalie doing everything very well. But I'm sure tons of people are probably studying that goalie, like different matches from before, and learning everything about him so they can learn how they can actually beat him. So yeah. And then I saw a clip of IShowSpeed in New York doing a live, and someone handed him a condom with his face painted on it. Some black man did that. And he was saying, why are you giving me a condom? And he was saying basically that if the guy wanted to use the one in him, and he said no. So IShowSpeed was very shocked and disgusted at it. That's really weird though. Why would you paint his face on a condom and give it to him? But yeah. So today is Father's Day. It's a great day. My dad is a great dad, and he loves his children, so that's really cool. He lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, I went there, but I didn't really want to live there that much. I had to go to college because people wanted me to go, but I didn't really care about going because I'm not great at public speaking or presentations, and I'm not good at driving either. Like I was terrible at driving, and like I had some accidents and stuff, so it's really bad. Like I had one like major one, so it was really bad. I almost had another major one, but that's a different story. I don't really need to go into detail about that. But yeah, but my dad, he lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, because he's always been working in banks, and Charlotte, North Carolina is a banking capital, so that's why. And then I read a newsletter. I've been reading this newsletter called The Circle of Blue that gives you water hydrology news. And one of the stuff I was reading, it was explaining that shallow groundwater reservoirs and shallow irrigation systems in Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, they're increasing the length of thunderstorms flooding and tornadoes and hail damage. I'm like, how can shallow groundwater reservoirs and irrigation system cause tornadoes? I have no idea how that could cause tornadoes, but it's really sad that that's what's happening. And those states are actually in something called the Corn Belt. So I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to fix all of that. If they have money to change it from shallow reservoirs and groundwater, and also maybe it has to be like that to grow the corn. So I have no idea what they're gonna do about that. But it's a good thing I read the newsletter to find that out, and I'm sure that many of you didn't even know that shallow groundwater can cause tornadoes. But yeah. Oh yeah, and also my mom, she has a channel called Beatshoogah, Beatshooghah. I have it featured on my YouTube channel page. She was putting up music and beats before, but now she started this comedy series called Crises. So it's basically different ways people are saying that they're broke, and she makes it in a funny way. You can check out it on her channel in her short section. So it's Beatshoogah, Beatshooghah. So yeah. She was saying that some people actually like the videos with the dialect, like they think it's an English dialect more than the other initial video. So yeah. And also my mom, she started using this free software named OpenShot. I guess it's an alternative to DaVinci Resolve. And basically, oh, hold on. I think my grandma is trying to come inside. And let me see something. Hold on. Granny, I'm busy. I'm making a video. Oh, yeah, I have to make the video. Bye. Oh, yeah. I'm making the video. So, yeah. My grandma is cool. She's very funny, and I like it. Sometimes she's very grumpy, but I love that about her. And she doesn't really remember stuff that well, though. But I love taking care of her, and it's really fun. And she's always telling people that I help her and how much she loves it. And I keep on telling her I don't mind. I love helping her. Anyways, so like I was saying, my mom started using this free software named OpenShot. I think it's an alternative to DaVinci Resolve. It's a video editing software. And maybe it's going to have more features than DaVinci Resolve, because maybe it can be downloaded on any kind of computer and you don't have to update your computer to get a new version. But I have no idea though. Anyway, so my mom started using it to make the Crisis series, and that's cool. And I guess I'll try to learn it, but I really am very busy with the stuff I'm doing. Like I help find stuff for website and update the website. Like I don't really make websites, but I help put things into websites with WordPress. And yeah, so basically that's what I've been doing. And then I got the June badge on Duolingo. I think I had to get 50 points to get the June badge on Duolingo, so I did a lot of work to be able to do that. But actually I'm going to be kind of slowing down on that because I have so many things that I'm doing with work. And yeah, so I do some work, but I get paid a little bit, but at least I have something that I can put down that I actually have been doing. Anyways, yeah, so right now I'm already slowed down. I switched from playing Chinese, Hindi, Dutch, French, and Spanish to only focus on French and on Spanish. And it's like never ending. I was researching if I played 10 lessons a day, it would take 3 years. So it's going to take way longer than that because I'm only going to play each language one lesson a day. So maybe I won't even finish it, but I really hope that sometime in the future, it's going to be a really long time from now, I'm able to read French and understand what it's saying. Like right now, I can read Spanish, I don't understand what it's saying, but when I hear it, I can't understand. But for French, when I read it, I don't really know what's going on. I only know some words. So Duolingo is really fun, and I'm guessing some people let their children play it when they have like a course in French or Spanish or something like that. That's cool. And then another thing, St. Kitts is facing drought conditions, I should say. Like tons of the world is also. I know the USA 52% is experiencing drought conditions, and St. Kitts is also. But we got some rain on Friday, which is a great thing. We hopefully we get more rain, but maybe we won't because El Nino is out, and I know El Nino causes drought in some places, and it causes flood in some places. So yeah. And then I read a blog post from psychic medium Matt Fraser explaining 10 ways angels show you signs and 10 ways that spirit guides show you signs. And what he said was that for angels, um, some of them show you heavenly repeating numbers, perfectly timed music, or dreams that feel real. And he listed like 7 more. And then for spirit guides, he said seeing the same name everywhere, overhearing people's conversations when you were just thinking about the same thing. So yeah, those are some of the things he said in his article. I'll, I think you should look it up. It's on June 15th, and it's on his website called meetmattfraser.com, and Matt is spelled with 2 T's. And I love that he has his little family. Alexa is a stay-at-home wife, and they have 3 children under 3 years old. One is called Royce, Rowan, and the baby is called Romy Mia. And so Matt goes around the whole USA on all the highways and everything to get to his locations, and he does his mediumship shows. And Alexa stays home and she does everything. She cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the children. And I'm always surprised that she can do all of that. Like, how can she actually um, clean with also with all of that? But yeah. And the other day, Matt put up a picture. He said he had 2 pieces of paper. Alexa left him home with the kids, and she gave him instructions, and he posted them online. To be funny, that's why he did that. So yeah. And also I read another article on meetmattfraser.com on a blog post. He was explaining sometimes your bad luck could actually be good luck for you. Like for example, if you're somehow 10 minutes late to go to work, maybe you avoided a car accident. Yeah. And I'm not sure if it's still now, but it probably is. I hope that a lot of the states in the USA make the driving test harder to pass, because basically many people don't even want a license and they can't drive well, but they have one. And there are tons of accidents and stuff, but hopefully everything gets better. Okay, so on Sunday, my mom made pancakes and sausage. Um, probably gonna stop eating the sausage because I know it's bad for you and it can cause colon cancer if you eat too many sausages. Maybe once a month is good, or twice every 2 months. Well, that's the same thing. Sorry, but yeah, well, she makes the pancakes and it's really cool. And sometimes she makes oatmeal porridge, and that's also really cool. Yeah. So what are your guys doing for Father's Day? Um, Anyways, let me talk about something else. Hopefully, the West Indies women, hopefully they actually can win the World Cup somehow. I don't know, but what if we really actually win the World Cup? Those women went out there and they did their thing. And speaking of that, I've always, my 99% of the time, I've minutely over 50% felt more male than female. And it probably has something to do with autism or something. Like when I was like 13 and a half and 12 and younger, I used to act like level 1 autism symptoms online, but right now I don't act like that at all. I don't act like the descriptions of autism, but when I do an autism screening test, it actually says autistic traits. One said likely level 1 autism, and the other one I did from Clinical Partners UK said borderline autism symptoms, and that was really close to the mark for saying that. But a diagnostic test is, sorry, as what they call a screening test is not a diagnostic test. Yeah. And I'm also multisensory aphantasic. I like to look up about that information every like 8 days, every 7 days. So basically, I can't see, I can't hear, taste, smell, touch in my mind's eye, mind's ear, mind's tongue, and things like that. I can't move in my mind either, and I cannot pretend to be like an animal. I think it's called proprioception. So basically, I can't do any of that. Other people can see things in their mind, they can imagine the smell of stuff and the taste of things, but I'm not able to. But when they actually recently did some studies on that, and they separated like taste and smell, and they found like around 13.7% of people can't do the taste or the smell. So it's a lot more people are not able to do that, but they're able to do other things like see in their mind. And also can't see my memories only if PTSD, but other than that, I cannot see my memories. Most people can see their memories like a video replaying in their mind. So that's one of the reasons why I have a Pinterest. I like to save my interests so I can see what actually was about, and I like to save the pins in different areas. So Pinterest is where you, you save your ideas. Yeah, and then also YouTube is helping me too because I put some stuff up. I can remember what I actually was about. And some people they have ADHD and they're able to concentrate on things they love but not on other things. But I thought that it made sense that that actually was kind of a good thing. But some people say it's a really bad thing because they don't remember when to clean and different things like that. But yeah, um, yeah, I actually concentrate really well, and that can be a good thing or can be a bad thing because you actually can be trapped in a major or something like doing coding when it wasn't AI helping you to code. Like that's what I did in college. I didn't really want to do it, and the teachers helped me. They lied and passed me in the public speaking and the presentations, but I didn't really want to be there. But I did that. But no, I'm so happy that code AI is coding. But all people don't agree with that, but I do because I actually think that people that are experts at coding are who should be coding. So basically, people going into coding now in school, they have to be experts at coding and supposed to be there. So basically, they're supposed to be able to code well enough that they can read. They can work with AI also and read the AI, and they can tell to see if the AI has made any mistakes, and then they can change stuff and make the code even better. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Sometimes I get pizza like once or twice a week. It's cool. I know that white bread is not good for me and it can cause diabetes, but sometimes my mom buys it and I like it though. But I used to be more about health, and still I'm really a lot about health. But like if I had more money, I would be even more about health. Like, I would be buying more health products, being more in depth into more health things because that's how I am. Like I've always been frightened of cancer a lot and stuff like that. So yeah. Um. Also, when I was younger, I used to think it was evil for people to get children at like um 32 and stuff and older because the eggs used to get old, and um when for men it's like maybe 5 years after that. But then I realized when I got older, people tell me it's normal to get children when you're old. Nothing's wrong with that. And then also back in the day, tons of people like my grandma's siblings, my grandma's mother had a child, her last child 3 years before my grandmother had my mom, which is the first child. So people used to just get children way old, and it wasn't anything, and nothing is wrong with that. But maybe after a certain age, like men like 50 and women like 43, maybe that's really pushing it, and then all kind of deformities can happen because the DNA is not as great anymore in the eggs. And then what I learned about St. Kitts Nevis is that, well, I actually knew that before, but basically still they don't give out epidurals in St. Kitts Nevis. I'm not sure if they give any other pain management, but they don't do it because they want people to have a natural birth. And maybe they don't want the doctors to get sued because when epidural you have to put the needle in the correct spot in the spine, and some people actually get paralyzed or problems walking afterwards. But many people in the USA I've watched on TikTok, they're so happy saying that they're always gonna get the epidural. They're not doing it natural. Natural birth is not for them. But the other people I've seen have natural births. So yeah. And then some women were complaining that a guy was saying that as people, the women want to get C-sections because it's the easy way out, and they were trying to explain that an abdominal surgery with all those layers going deep is not an easy way out, and recovering is very painful. So yeah, my cousin, she actually has a child too, and she had to take a C-section, and that is a lot to go through. Her daughter is named Eliana, and that's a cool name. But yeah, oh yeah, I love my hair. Some people don't like it, but I combed it. I put product in it, and I combed it out, and that's how the fro looks. My mom says she's gonna cut it lower, but I don't really mind my hair. I think it's cool. Some people mind it and say, "Oh, it's unkept" or something like that, but I don't. Off topic, going back to the church thing. Sometimes the preacher and some other people, they come to our house to sing some church songs to my grandma, and I guess maybe they read a couple Bible verses with her because she's about the Methodist church and she's old now. So they go to older people and they go to their houses and they bring the church to them, and that is a very great thing. So yeah. And right now I'm thinking about the ice cream truck. Sometimes this guy, he drives his ice cream truck with his daughter, and the ice cream, it's made to have a lot less sugar than other ice cream, and it tastes different. And it's actually a Rasta guy, and I think it's called Ice Queen. And it's cool that he's doing his job like that. I'm surprised they make that much money off of ice cream to be able to drive the truck and make money from it, but at least they have a job and they're doing that. So yeah. Oh, somebody's calling again. Let me see what they say. Let's see. I'm making a video.
How come you put this on the TV for Granny?
What happened?
How come you put it on the TV for Granny?
Because it wasn't working properly. Oh, sorry. I had to answer a question. Yeah, I tried to put the church, Chromecast the church on the television for my grandmother, but it actually was not working. For some reason, every time last week and this week, when I put the church on the television, it just replayed the same thing every 4 seconds, and I have no idea why it's doing that. But the Methodist Church seems to be cool for my grandma because they live stream most of the most of the Sundays, and then oh, I forgot. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, but she loves the Methodist Church. I actually went to a Methodist school from kindergarten to part of grade 2, and then I went to Catholic school, and I actually think I followed what the Catholic Church is about, like half, a little bit over half, and then I follow what the Methodist Church is, like a little bit over half. Like I've never dated or anything, so that's what both of them said. They said no sex till marriage, but I was really just gonna try to do that to like 31 years old, and then see what happens. And then the Methodist Church, one of my teachers, she was about no drugs, no alcohol, and she was extreme about it. She was saying that some Methodists drink alcohol a little bit and others don't do it at all. And I always try to follow the most religious people, so I followed the nuns in the Catholic Church, what they did half, and I followed the Methodist Church. I followed some of the teachers who were extremely not about drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what I learned from the Methodist Church. But I wasn't really fully about church because I might be over 50% feel more male than female 99% of the time of my life, and I never really been with anybody, but I don't understand how people are gay and straight, how they divide people in their mind, because I just think that people are people. So I don't mind a man, woman, in between, intersex, anything. Not non-binary, transgender, I don't mind any of that. But I know a lot of transgender people, a certain percentage, well, not really, well, maybe like 11 to 25%, they have autistic traits, and some studies have seen it at 25%. But gender diverse people, they have more autistic traits than usual. And I thought when I was in college, I found out that I thought all the autistic guys, maybe half of them wanted a girlfriend, and they were kind and nice and everything about it, and the rest of them were not interested. But basically, I found out they were saying that some of them are incels and stuff. Like what? They're upset that they can't get a girlfriend, and I was like, oh, what? But I never really researched it until maybe 2 years ago. But I was so surprised. I thought that it wasn't about anything like that. Anyway, so I hope that you have a great Father's Day. I'm gonna go and make my grandma and me some green tea. Like we drink green tea every day. I give her 2 cups a day for her blood pressure, and I actually drink one for me. So I hope that you have a great Father's Day, and I hope that you enjoy my life. Bye.